Hello and welcome to the Leading Lounge. I'm your host, Dr. Justin Dubose. Here in the Leading Lounge, we talk with today's leaders and unpack lessons learned and being learned from a career of leading and communicating in their field. These conversations are designed to be both informal and informative, and we want to equip you with wisdom and tools to empower you as a leader where you are and where you want to be. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 53 of the Leading Lounge. This is a special episode. We are finishing up what has been dozens and dozens and multi-year journey through this book, The Leadership Challenge. If you've been a part of any of it with us, I really hope it's been a blessing for you. And this will be the last content episode that we produce here on the Leading Lounge. We're going to wrap this up. Second half of chapter 13. The first half was the previous episode. And then the next episode is actually going to be the final episode for the Leading Lounge. We're going to close the curtains. We're going to call it a day. It'll be 3 years to the day that we started the show. We're going to end it, and I'm going to finish it with a special episode and an encouragement to you. But as far as leadership content, this is it. And I'm finishing on a great note. The book ends page 311. By the way, every episode that we've gone over this, the link to purchase this book is in the show notes or the description. I would encourage you to get it and read it, even if you haven't been with us through any of the book. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. Proven results, data-driven, excellent anecdotes, all the above. You know all that if you've been reading it and following along with us. But the last section, which I'm just going to read, I don't like to read huge sections, while we're on air, while we're recording, but this one is worth doing. They ended this book so very well that I could not think of a better way to end the content, leadership content on the Leading Lounge than by just reading what they wrote. They got it right. The title of this section is Remember the Secret to Success in Life. Remember the secret to success in life. I'm going to read this to you, and then we're going to unpack it just a little bit. Starting on page 311, last section of this entire book finishes like this. There's one final leadership lesson that we'd like to pass along. It's the leader's secret to success in life. When we began our study of leadership bests, we were fortunate to cross paths with then U.S. Army Major General John H. Stanford. We knew that he had grown up poor, that he had failed sixth grade, but went on to graduate from Penn State University on an ROTC scholarship. We knew that he served multiple tours in both Korea and Vietnam, and that he was highly decorated, and that the loyalty of his troops was extraordinary. John headed up the Military Traffic Management Command for the U.S. Army during the Persian Gulf War. When he retired from the Army, he became county manager of Fulton County, Georgia, when Atlanta was gearing up to host the 1996 Summer Olympics. John then became superintendent of the Seattle public school system, where he sparked a revolution in public education before his untimely passing away from leukemia. All that we learned of John's public service was impressive, but his answer to one of our interview questions significantly influenced our own appreciation of leadership. We asked John how he'd go about developing leaders, whether in universities, in the military, in government, in the nonprofit sector, or in private business. And this is his answer. Here it is. He replied, "When anyone asks me that question, I tell them I have the secret to success in life. The secret to success is to stay in love. Staying in love gives you the fire to ignite other people, to see inside other people, to have a greater desire to get things done than other people. A person who is not in love doesn't really feel the kind of excitement that helps them to get ahead and to lead others and to achieve. I don't know any other fire, any other thing in life that is more exhilarating and is more positive a feeling than love is." It's the end of his answer. And then they finish up the book with this. Staying in love isn't the answer we expected to get, at least not when we began our study of leadership. But after studying leadership for over 30 years, through thousands of interviews and case analyses, we are constantly reminded about how many leaders use the word love freely when talking about their own motivations to lead. As Anna Blackburn, whom we introduced in chapter 1, told us about her career at Beaverbrooks, where she started at the shop floor and became CEO, she said, find something you love. When you genuinely love what you do, you'll excel and you'll do well. Of all the things that sustain a leader over time, love is the most lasting. It's hard to imagine leaders getting up day after day, putting in the long hours and hard work it takes to make extraordinary things happen without having their hearts in it. The best kept secret of successful leaders is love. Staying in love with leading, staying in love with the people who do the work, staying in love with what their organizations provide, staying in love with those who honor the organization by using its products and services. In summary, in conclusion, for this book and for the Leading Lounge, leadership is not an affair of the head. Leadership is an affair of the heart. Now that's powerful. As we would say in church, that's a good word. That's an on time word. That's a right now word. Do not think that you don't have the tools to be a great leader. You don't need a bunch of education. You don't need a ton of experience. You don't need the right personality. You just need to love what you do. You just need to love where you are. You just need to love the people you get to see every day. You need to love the organization. And if you serve customers, if you're in that sector, you just need to love the customers, the people that use your products, your services. So, final challenge for you on the Leading Lounge. Do you love leading? Do you love leadership? Do you love where you are? That's the secret to success. Everyone's looking for the secret sauce. How do I get ahead? How do I grow? How do I become great? How do I even just become better? Stay in love, like the general said. Stay in love. I hope you love what you're doing. I hope you love where you are. I hope you love who you get to work with. If you don't, you got an expiration date on it. And find what you do love. In my episode honoring Phil Honeycutt, what a great leader looks like, episode 49, I believe. That was one of the things that Phil Honeycutt taught me that I'm forever grateful for is what are you passionate about? What do you love, man? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What do you know, and you're going to have your ups and downs, but what do you just look forward to doing? Get out of bed and do it. That old saying is true. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Work is a 4-letter word, but guess what? So is love. Love what you do. Love the people you get to see. If you don't love it, what do you love? If you do love it, but it's just a hard season and you know the love is waning and you just don't feel it, think about what you do love about it and lean into those things. Embrace where you are. Hold hands with the people you get to lead and work with and serve. And you'll be an amazing leader. Truly, you will be. You can do it like we talked about on the last episode. And just stay in love. Just love what you do. Make sure your heart's in it, and you'll be amazing. You'll be amazing. So that's it for episode 53. Like I said, this is the end of the content. Episode 54 will be our final episode, and I hope it's going to be a special episode. I don't want to pull back the curtain too much. Just show up, and I think you'll be very, very encouraged by how we wrap up the Leading Lounge. But stay in love. That's a secret to success in life and in leadership. Stay in love. Keep doing what you're doing. Make sure your heart's in it, and you'll do great. All right. I will see you for the grand finale on episode 54. So God bless you where you are. Love what you do. And we'll see you then.